飽きないな。
We're all about fighting here at Gamescom. Fighting queues, fighting crowds, fighting for food, and fighting fanatics on Dead or Alive 5. We're here to talk about the game today. Can you sort of, maybe as an overview, what you guys are showing at Gamescom?
Okay, so at Gamescom this time around, we've brought a brand new build for Dead or Alive 5. We're showing two characters for the first time at Gamescom, Brad Wong and Elliot. They were in the old DOA games, and they're back in Dead or Alive 5. We also have one new stage that we're actually showing as a world kind of first at Gamescom. And we're also talking about the great new features of the online mode. So we have a nice build that we've brought to Gamescom, and we're hoping that all the fans and players out there can enjoy it.
We'll talk about the specifics of this build in a minute, but what I'd like to touch upon is you're wearing the necklace there that sort of says, "I'm a fighter." Now, what I found was interesting was Namco Bandai's Tekken campaign for this campaign is "We Are Tekken." Yeah. So I was just wondering what the "I'm a fighter" means for yourselves, for the studio, and perhaps for your fans.
The "I'm a fighter" slogan, we've used it pretty much since we started talking about Dead or Alive 5. To us, what "I'm a fighter" really means is kind of portrays, us as people, like, living our lives, and I think fighting while we're actually, going through our lives and experiencing all things. So I think the way we live our lives is that we kind of have to, fight each day to get somewhere. So we kind of wanted to use this message to reach out to all the gamers out there, to all the players out there, to all the people out there, and kind of get us to join our fight, the fight for Dead or Alive. And we really wanted to kind of get people on board to join our, the good stuff we're doing with Dead or Alive 5, and really get into the game, and just to share that human emotion that we're all fighters, that we all have to fight to survive.
Talking briefly about the stage and the stages, I'm interested to know what process you guys go through to decide which stages and what stages you should use and the hotspots in the stages. What's the sort of brainstorming you do to decide, we'll put this in the game?
Yeah, so when we started kind of thinking about stages and seeing how we can, make the stages, and what kind of stages we can actually, what kind of concept for the stages we can utilize. We kind of thought of the original Dead or Alive stages, and the characteristics they always had was that you could like punch someone, maybe off a ledge, they'll fall down and go to the next level of the stage, and you can just keep going down and down, or maybe just kick someone through a window, or the window will break and they'll just fall down to the next level. So it was kind of the old stages were fairly multi-tiered, and that was kind of the way Dead or Alive stages up to now have been constructed. Looking at Dead or Alive 5, we thought of kind of expanding on each stage and kind of trying to do something new with the stages and give them kind of a new dimension as such. When we kind of started brainstorming for the stages, we came up with the first stage, which was Scramble. It's a stage on top of a building that's in mid-construction, so you're kind of on construction site, and you're fighting on that. And we thought, rather than just punching or kicking someone off the ledge and they'll just falling down, how about we use the whole stage and let that kind of change dynamically in real time? So you can trigger something on the stage will start to explode. Things are going to start crumbling under your feet, and you'll see the whole building start to collapse gradually. And so there's an exciting new dimension in that. Like, we really wanted to kind of utilize the stage and give this kind of this new character in itself. So we used that first stage, Scramble, as kind of the starting point. And we, we kind of started building other stages on that kind of similar basis, trying to kind of utilize the whole stage and the different parts of it to kind of create an experience in itself. So we really kind of focus on making stages very dynamic in the areas we're actually fighting on, a lot more dynamic than they were in the past.
It's the fifth game. These characters have appeared from, we're talking classic arcade, Sega Saturn, all the way up to present day. What I'm interested to know is, how do you evolve the characters, maybe in story or move sets, so you always feel refreshed by reapproaching these characters, but at the same time having that problem of, well, the fans may wish for the characters to stay exactly as they were and how they have been over the last decade?
For Dead or Alive 5, what we really did is we like revealed each of the returning characters, each of the original Dead or Alive characters. And like when we revealed the character, we kind of looked at the fan feedback and tried to utilize that to actually polish up the characters and the visuals and whatever, the movesets and everything. So usually, like when you see a fighting game, like what usually happens is that people just reveal all the new characters, and here's some of the guys from the past. Like we did that in the completely different order. We did it in the opposite order. So we wanted to kind of show the characters that we kind of revamped and like they changed their visual style a little bit, hear what our community and what our fans wanted, and then on the basis of that, you know, if they really didn't like that character, we would kind of go in and brush that up, whether it be their movesets, their looks, or whatever. So really valued our fan feedback actually this time around. So we kind of listened to our fans a lot in terms of character designs and the movesets and everything. So yeah, we took that balance, and I think that we really kind of found a fairly kind of balanced approach to actually doing that. So, you know, what we wanted to do with the character, especially in this 5th game, and also what the fans really wanted to see. So, yeah, we're really happy the way the characters are turning out, and I think they feel good and they look good. So, yeah.
Talking about looking good, how do you guys decide the costumes of this game? Do you have like a fashion department in the studio?
Yeah, when we started making the costumes, we really looked at like a lot of different costumes, obviously, and researching a lot of different things, and we made a lot of like concept design for each character. So there's a lot of designs that actually didn't make it in the final game, unfortunately. So, but yeah, we kind of looked at them and we kind of chose something that was that we felt was probably the best looking for each character. So. Yeah, we really like the costumes actually. It was a very, very kind of challenging task actually coming up with all of them. So yeah, I think the costumes that are actually in the game are the things, you know, that we felt were the best looking and best suited each character.
You guys, Dead or Alive series has always been like the most beautiful fighting game out there. You guys do an exceptional job with the art design and certainly the visuals. Do you feel like you're getting to that point now? So almost, what more can we do? Because you almost get to that point. Do we have to go over that bridge towards photorealism, almost with the characters? What next for you?
Yeah, when we started out on the development of Dead or Alive 5 as well, we kind of thought of realism and kind of what that means. The word kind of real that we use in Japanese actually has a really broad meaning. It's really hard to define, you know, what that realism is like to us Japanese developers and like Japanese people in general. So we thought about, you know, going down the completely real kind of, you know, the photo real road as well, and even like making characters a lot more realistic. But we that's not really what we wanted to do with Dead or Alive. I don't think that's like the right approach for our series. Really, to us as Japanese developers, what we really wanted to do is kind of make kind of the cutest chicks out there and like the you know, cool looking guys out there as well, like, you know, in terms of game characters within the sphere of what we thought, you know, within our kind of definition, within our sphere, I think. So I think that's in that way we kind of made, you know, characters better looking and also just kept that kind of DOA spirit as well in there.